Well, as we wrap up July, head into August, I think it's fair to say that we've had some pretty good growing conditions across the Midwest. We're going to cover our strategy here as we go forward. We do obviously have a pro farmer tour at the end of August. That's something kind of notable, and we will have a USDA report here as well. But at the end of the day, we just need to update our marketing strategies, and we're going to look at the theme of the market and then what we're going to kind of set our expectations around. So keep in mind, everything we're discussing is for education and example purposes. Make sure you guys understand and know your own risk tolerance, as we go through the information. So let's just set the theme of the market, what the overall conditions are. When we look at the grains, we take a look at the charts and zoom out. I think it's fair to say that we're in a pretty solid downtrend. When you look at corn, beans, and wheat, you could argue could be maybe a bit sideways to range bound as well. Nonetheless, it's certainly not in a bullish environment. If you want to find something like that, we need to go over to the livestock side of things. You'll find some uptrending markets there. When we look at these grain rallies, we just wanted to go back over some of the weekly higher closes and what kind of rallies we got. So for like December corn, we saw a weekly rally from the low to the high of anywhere from about 16 cents up to 33. That 33-cent one was early March, March to April. That took about 3 weeks to put together that 33 cents. So you go down to beans, we use a November contract. Again, you're kind of anywhere from 20 to 50. If we can scale a couple weeks together, maybe you can get into the 60 and 75-cent range. And then on September wheat, you're really anywhere from 19 mostly into the 20s to the 20 to 30 range. So that's kind of the table that's been set for us on how to move our expectations. So when we look at selling rallies, okay, and we get into a weekly chart, if you've rallied about 15 to 20 cents off the weekly low, you probably need to be looking at making some sales. When we look at beans, think about the 20 to 30 cent move. And then again, on September wheat or Chicago wheat in general, that 15 to 20 cent. These are all kind of our expectations that we need to be making some sales if this market comes up. Now, keep in mind, these are ranges, right? So the market will probably overshoot these at some point. For us, that's a good problem to have. We want to just sell some more. We don't want to just let this market come up, do nothing, and then have it fall back down or just continue to grind lower like we've been seeing over the past few weeks. So like we said, at the end of the day, for us right now, the theme of the market is certainly down to sideways. We wouldn't call it bullish at all in the grain markets. As we set our expectations, we're looking for like 15 to 20 cents on corn, 20 to 30 on beans, and another 15 to 20 on wheat. Those are kind of our rally numbers where we need to be making some sales decisions. If you have on-farm storage, go ahead and look out to the deferred months and capture carry. Again, you can always roll those contracts again if you need to. And then lastly, consider some small sales for 26. When you go out and look at the 26 D's crop, it's at 450. If we can get a little bit of a push, all of a sudden you might be able to get a 460, 470 board sale. I think that can work for a lot of guys. So keep that in the back of your mind and be selling small percentages. As you sell 25, sell a small percentage of 26. For us, what we like to do is keep the markets in front of us. We always say we want to sell when we want to, not when we have to. So we want to start building that average. I think we're kind of back in that kind of environment where we're going to see carry and longer term ranges here in these grain markets, probably similar to what we had prior to 2020. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're always more than happy to help. If you'd like to get a trial to our report, follow along with our recommendations, we have that down in the link below. As always, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We always enjoy making this kind of content for you.